Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. It's Russell with Ink and Paper Blog. How are you doing today? I hope you are doing very, very well. The weather has taken quite a turn here in Northern California and it is darn cold. So I'm in a sweater. I think last time you guys saw me I was in a tank top, so you can see how the weather has drastically changed here around here. But the good news is it's allowed me to sort of hunker down and read a bit and just cuddle the dogs and enjoy some home time. So I hope wherever you guys are, you are enjoying some reading and home and family time as well. So I'm coming to you with a book haul video today. I know I said a couple of videos ago that I have a bunch of books to tell you guys about. I'm splitting them up because if I tried to do them all in one video, we would be here all day together and that would do none of us any good. So I'm going to start with some books sent to me by the publishers that are coming out later. I think actually one of them may actually come out next week. And we'll walk through those and then we'll go ahead and talk about some books that I bought for myself. And I think you guys are going to want to get out your pen and paper or open your Goodreads because all of these books are so exciting. We're going to start with the one that probably needs the least description, and that's Tin Man by Sarah Winman. I know that this has been everywhere, but look, this is the US cover, you guys. It comes out May 15th in the US. And this is the story of Ellis and Michael, two boys that in their life as they grow older together in their relationship. As you guys have probably heard, this book is known to make people cry and weep and smile and just feel amazing. And I am so excited. And it was also shortlisted for the Costa Book Award that just happened. So yeah, I am so excited. Thank you so much for Putnam for sending this to me. That's Tin Man by Sarah Winman. The next two books that were sent to me are from Unnamed Press. You guys know how much I love them. I'm going to tell you about the one that comes out next week, and that is Silver Girl by Leslie Pietrzyk. Oh, Leslie, I'm sorry. I do not know how to say that last name. But you guys, this book sounds excellent. So this is the story of an unnamed narrator, and she goes to college and starts school in Chicago. And she's not, you know what, should I read you parts of this? She's not technically very good at school or very good at relationships, but it says here that her true gift is an ability to understand the needs of others and to reflect back the version of themselves they wish to see, rendering herself invisible. And she has a troubled past, and it's about her relationship with others, and it's set in the 80s, and it sort of has like a creepy sort of thriller vibe to it. And again, that cover is just fantastic. And this comes out next week, and I think it sounds amazing. That's Silver Girl by Leslie Pietrzyk. I said that wrong. You know I did. Okay, next is a book that actually doesn't come out, I want to say, until, May 15th, the same day as Sarah Winman's book. And that is Hunting Party by Agnes, Desarthe, translated by Christiana Hills. And this is just a thin little book, but I think the premise sounds really interesting. This is about a gentleman who goes on a hunting party really because his wife wants to get involved with the society in the new little township that they've moved to. But he's not a killer, he's not a hunter, he's just in the wrong place. And he shoots his gun and he skims a rabbit and injures it. But he can't handle it, so he takes the rabbit, hides it in his bag, and takes it home. And sort of a magical realism sort of thing starts to go on, and he creates a relationship with this rabbit, and the rabbit starts to share wisdom with him. And I just thought it sounded sort of spiritual in nature, and I thought that I'm one of those people that I would never go on a hunting trip because there's no way in heck I could ever shoot anything. So I feel a connection already with the main character of The Hunting Party by Agnes, Desarthe, translated by Christiana Hills. I don't know what and the introduction was written by Jesse Chaffee, who you guys know. I love Jesse Chaffee's Florence and Ecstasy. So there you go. Now, the next book, I have to be honest with you, I was so giddy when it arrived. I'm so excited. So thank you so much to Riverhead Books and to the author, R.O.Kwon, for sending me a copy of The Incendiaries. This novel comes out a little bit later. I want to say it comes out in July. End of July. And I'm going to read you guys the back of this one because there's no way I'm going to sell it. But you guys want to put this one right now on your notice list. Pre-order it, order it for your library, whatever you must do. Garth Greenwell just did a blurb on it on Twitter. It is highly anticipated, and here's why. It says, Phoebe Lynn and Will Kendall meet in their first month at the prestigious Edwards University. Phoebe is a glamorous girl who doesn't tell anyone she blames herself for her mother's recent death. Will is a misfit scholarship boy who transfers to Edwards from Bible college, waiting tables to get by. What he knows for sure is that he loves Phoebe. Haunted by her loss, Phoebe is increasingly drawn into a religious group, a secretive, extremist cult, founded by a charismatic former student, John Leal. He has an enigmatic past that involves North Korea and Phoebe's Korean-American family. Meanwhile, Will struggles to confront the fundamentalism he tried to escape and the obsession consuming the one he loves. When the group bombs several buildings in the name of faith, killing five people, Phoebe disappears. Will devotes himself to finding her, tilting into obsession himself, seeking answers to what has happened to Phoebe and whether she could have been responsible for this violent act. I want to stop this video and read this book right now. Does that not sound amazing? That's The Incendiaries by R.O.Kwon, and it comes out in July. You guys get on Goodreads. You know they're going to do some giveaways of it, and you're going to want to try to get it. Or if you go through your library, have your library order it so that it comes in and you can be the first on the waiting list. All the rest of the books I bought by myself. So the first one is another unnamed press book, and that's Mother of All Pigs by Malu, Halasa. And this is really interesting. This is set in Jordan, which I don't think I've ever read a book set in Jordan. And this is about a family, and a matriarchal family at that. And basically, I think it's about pasts and past loves, past histories. The father is sort of an outsider in town because it's set in Jordan, and he is the only pig butcher in the entire town. And so people sort of, the Orthodox, I think it says, the observant neighbors is how they say it in the book, look at him with chagrin. And all of a sudden a soldier from his past shows up, and they have to decide whether or not to turn that soldier in or whether or not to hide him from people. And yeah, sounds fantastic. And that's Mother of All Pigs by Malu, Halasa. Great cover too. The next book I bought when I went and saw Leni Zumas talk about her book, Red Clocks, which you guys know I love, but this is actually her first story collection, Farewell, Navigator, a collection of short stories. And one, that drawing, that etching on the front is fantastic. The story that really caught my eye when I looked at the back of it is about a woman who works in a factory by day, but takes care of, Rainbow does not like to stay up when I do my videos. I don't know what's wrong with him. But takes care of a menagerie of animals at night. And you know, that's pretty much my life. So that's Farewell Navigator by Leni Zumas. I can't wait to dive into this one. The next book on this list is I Am Not Your Perfect Mexican Daughter by Erika L. Sanchez. And I've started following Erika L. Sanchez on Twitter, and I'm just sort of smitten with her. She is just great. And I'm going to read just a little blurb on the back to you. It says, on Saturday afternoon, I tell Amma I'm going to the library, but I walk to Angie's house instead. I've called her 1,000,000 times and left several messages, and she still hasn't called me back, and it's pissing me off. I'm not sure what I'm going to say, but I need to talk to her. I keep thinking of Olga's underwear, the hotel key, and that strange smirk on her face when she died. For weeks, I've had this feeling that won't leave me alone, like tiny needles in the back of my head. Maybe Angie can tell me something about my sister that I didn't know. I'm Not Your Perfect Mexican Daughter by Erika L. Sanchez, and if that doesn't make you want to read this book, I don't know what will. Okay, 4 more. Let's try to get through these so this video doesn't take forever. I know a lot of people have actually already read My Name is Leon by Kit DeWall, but I don't know that it actually got as much press in the US as it did over in the UK. And this is the story of a young 9-year-old boy. He very much loves his mother and his little brother. His mother can no longer take care of him. His brother is adopted out and he is put into foster care. And this is the story of him wanting to get his family back together and find his brother, and all of the enigmatic characters that he meets along the way. And this US cover is fantastic. And it was also a finalist for the Costa First Novel Award. And I have not heard anyone say a bad thing about it. So I am all about books that are just everyone loves because I want to love them too. Okay, this book I picked up because of this cover, guys. The Swan book by Alexis, Wright, and come on. Come on. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to read it because I may just be absorbed in the cover. This is the story of Oblivia. And Oblivia is hiding in a gum tree in Australia to avoid some people who are trying to harm her. And she is taken in by Belladonna, who is an old woman refugee who is living in the wilderness. And this book has such a magical realism feel to it. It says Belladonna and Oblivia live in an old warship that is polluted in a polluted dry swamp, fenced off from the rest of Australia by the army. The dry swamp becomes a setting for a revolutionary invasion that brings with it the promise of salvation. But for Oblivia, it seems likely to be yet another trap from which she must escape. And I thought this was really interesting. So Alexis Wright, it says, is one of Australia's finest and most honored writers. And I've never heard of her. And that sounds sad to me. And it says that she is a member of the Wani Nation in the southern highlands of the Gulf of Carpentaria. So I probably butchered so much of that. But I don't know much about any of Australia and these and the Wani Nation or anything. Oh gosh, I'm going to learn so much. And the cover and the book sounds so good. I'm so excited. And that's the Swan book by Alexis Wright. The next two books I actually ordered from Book Depository because of my UK friends talking about them, and I just had to get them. The first one is The Haunting of Henry Twist by Rebecca John. This book was also shortlisted for the Costa First Novel Award. This is set in 16-something? 1926. 16-something. Same thing. 1926, 16-something. This is about Henry and Ruby Twist. They have a little girl. Ruby dies tragically. Henry is worried about raising his daughter, so he sort of goes, walls himself off when all of a sudden a gentleman arrives who has no memory other than his own name and that he knows Henry Twist, and sort of the mystery that goes forward with that. The cover is fantastic. It sounds like it's going to be so good, and I am so excited for The Haunting of Henry Twist by Rebecca F.John. And then the last book is this beauty. And that's The Silent Companions by Laura Purcell. And you guys, I'm just going to read you this small little blurb. One, look at how that is. Come on. Come on. Newly married, newly widowed, Elsie is sent to see out her pregnancy at her late husband's crumbling country estate, The Bridge. With her new servants resentful and the local villagers actively hostile, Elsie has only her husband's awkward cousin for company. Or so she thinks. For inside her new home is a locked room, and beyond its door lies a 200-year-old diary hinting at the house's dark past, and a deeply unsettling painted wooden figure, a silent companion, that bears a striking resemblance to Elsie herself. Oh, that sounds so good. So that's 11 books, you guys. I hope all of them sound amazing to you. Have you read any? Let's talk about them below. Did any of them make it onto your TBR? I hope all 11 did if you haven't read them. As always, if you are a return subscriber to my channel, thank you so much. I am so appreciative. If you are new to my channel, welcome, subscribe. I hope you like what you saw. Until next time, happy reading, and I'll talk to you later. Goodbye.